Okay, bye-bye.
Or any classroom.
A tutorial.
Hello, I'm Cami. Cami is a Google extension for annotating text online. You can use it to highlight, underline, type answers on worksheets or text. Today we will add the Cami extension to Chrome and explore Cami's capabilities. So our first step, adding Cami to Google Chrome. We're going to start by opening a new tab, typing in Web Chrome Store into the browser, and then opening the Chrome Web Store. And again, you don't have to do it right now. All of this will be in the Trailblazer classroom. Once you're at the web store, you're going to search Cami in the search box. The screen on the left will pop up. Add to Chrome. The first time you use it, you're going to have to give all the permissions. Choose which account you want it to, and then give it all the permissions. And then you will see a small K pop up at the end of your browser. Or if you have a lot of extensions, you may get a puzzle piece, which was a drop-down menu with all of your extensions. But once it's there, you don't have to worry about it. It's not like you're clicking on it or something, unless you're turning it off. So once it's on your computer to get started, you can use any worksheet, any textbook page, any piece of text that you want. If it's not on your computer, you're going to have to scan it to your email address and save it in your Google Drive. Once it's there, you go into your Google Classroom and you can assign it by uploading the worksheet as a PDF. When you do that, in red, it's really important that you make sure to give a copy to each student. It's in the drop-down menu. If you don't give a copy to each student, they will either only be able to view it, so Cami won't work on it, or they'll all be trying to work on the same one, which means they'll get very frustrated because people will erase their comments and things. So you want to make sure they have their own copy. Ms. Henley, I see that I have one computer muted and the volume turned down as low as I can go to hear it. So does that help? The next step is opening the assignment. And this is more from the student end, or when you open it to look at what you've put in. You'll get this option. Open with. You click that button, it will give you a drop down, and you can pick Cami. Or they've added this blue button right here, and you can just click there and it will open with Cami. Either one works. I played with it yesterday. The older kids who've used Cami before are probably going to be used to looking for it in the middle. Anybody who's new to it will probably see the blue button and know they should click there. So this is what we have. This is the free version of Cami. So the icons with the yellow locks, like dictionary, text to speech, equation, image, signature are all unavailable for us or for the students. You only get those if you pay for it. But the other things are all explained here. We have markup. Markup will give them the pen that they get will underline, and it will put a highlighter box on something. You can't actually make a circle to circle with the markup pen. You can highlight a whole line of text or underline a whole line of text. Comment allows you as the teacher to go into your Google Classroom, click View Assignment, click on a student's assignment while they're working, and add comments like you're sharing a Word doc, Google Doc. And you can collaborate on the side. If you see them making a mistake, you can fix it on the spot with back and forth text. Text box is what they're going to open to, say you put a question that is open-ended and they need to type an answer in. That's what they're going to use. They could type margin notes if they're reading something and they want to remember where something is. They can put a little margin note there. Drawing. Drawing gives a pen or a paintbrush. It allows them to underline. You can actually circle with drawing. They can draw something right onto the worksheet. It's very difficult to use if they don't have a touch screen because you're doing it with your finger on the mouse pad. We used it in the classroom with styluses and the kids were fairly successful that way. But if you want them to write something with draw, you're going to have a really hard time reading it. It's much better to teach them to use the text box and type. And my other caution is no matter what they're doing, they're given color choices. You may want to, as part of your directions, tell them what color you'd like them to use because their favorite color, yellow, doesn't show up when they type something in the text box, making it very hard for you to read their responses. And some of the other colors, yellow being particularly bad. Shapes. Shapes gives you a little drag a circle border, drag a square border, triangle border. It will make the shape perfect. You then can stretch it to whatever you want it to look like. And of course, erase does what it says. It erases things. They can also erase text box by deleting it with a little X on the text box. More things to know. At the top of their CAMI assignment on the right-hand side, they will have this information. They can make things bigger or smaller. Put it in a folder, share it with people, print it. The important one for them to know is save. It does save automatically, especially if you have this box checked, which is the default. But what I found working in the classroom is it doesn't save instantly. It may be like on a 5-minute cycle or a 7-minute cycle. So if they type something and immediately go out, they're going to lose it. So you're going to want them to go ahead and click Save Now before they exit the worksheet. Just make sure you get any last-minute changes and they don't type some long answer and then, oh, class period's over, I have to go to the next class, exit out, and they've lost the last thing that they did because they were in the middle of that cycle. You will be able to view their work in Google Classroom. When you go into your Google Classroom, you click View Assignments. it will populate a little differently than, say, a form. You'll see a little icon picture with the student's name and the picture of what they're of the worksheet. When you click on that, then you'll be able to open it and grade it. You'll have to do each individual student, but there is a drop down menu where when you finish with one, you can drop it down and the next completed assignment will be there. And you can send grades, score it and send grades back just like you can with Google Forms. Last but not least, the students will have to add Cami on their device to use it. And you will have to help them go through the same process that you did by opening a new tab, going to the Chrome Web Store, adding it to Chrome, choosing their email, and allowing permissions. Some students may find that, we had Cami last year, I used it in Miss Coppin's class or wherever, but now when I click open, it doesn't work. Well, when it updated, the link broke, so you have to go back and they actually have to uninstall it and then reinstall it. And that's true of any Google extension. I think the ladies who did the tech training yesterday explained that in their meeting, because they are third-party extensions. When Google updates, some of the links break. I did notice when I uninstalled and reinstalled my Cami that they've added a section where you have to answer why. It's a click of a choice and then a box, and you can type just a random letter. Pick one bubble and type a random letter, and then it will let you uninstall it. But it did add that step this year. So something that to be aware of if a student's struggling to get Cami to work. And that is Cami in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I'm going to stop presenting. Okay. When students install the Cami extension, it will be on their Google profile, so they won't have to do it for every teacher. My experience is only have to do it for every teacher if they're using a different device. So like when my kids installed it on their Chromebooks, if for some reason they lost Chromebook privileges and they had to use a desktop, they had to install it on the desktop, even though they were using the same account, they had to put it on both devices. So if we were in the brick and mortar school and I'm using my Chromebook cart and Ms. Angeloni is using her Chromebook cart and Ms. Creary's using her Chromebook cart, they would have to add it to each of those individual Chromebooks unless something has changed. And they may have updated that. Yes, Ms. Kraft, we're recording. And I will also put the Google slide presentation into the Trailblazer classroom, along with the recording. So unless anybody has any other questions, that's what I have for you. And again, if you get it on your computer and you get stuck using it, just reach out. I'm happy to to help you through it. But the easiest way is to put it on something and then go in and play with it.
Awesome. I guess we can stop the recording.
Okay, let's stop the recording.